a stretch of land which has been promised as public land. This truncation is being implemented as a means to improve connections between city and harbour, but with limited communication and a perceived lack of vision for the land's future, it has led to a significant hostilities with the decision itself to cut the rail. This context establishes an opportunity for the project. Wickham Station has been selected as a site with consideration to infrastructure throughout the rail corridor. This is due to its proximity to the new train terminal, and the planned urban centre, as well as the vibrant local community, the creative industries, arts, architects, cafes, workshops, brothels and boxing gym. This culture establishes a means for the project. Wickham Station comprises of 4 small buildings, an overpass, several overhead beams, and general infrastructure. While throughout the rail corridor which is to be vacated, as well as the subsequent developments impact on surrounding buildings, will vacate plenty of disused material, bricks, steel, timber, as well as the more specifics, the doors, the stairs, the sleepers, the rail, the ladders, and pulleys and columns and beams. Within this project, the role of the architect is as an agent of the community. It's extended to include, control of the architect is in control of managing.
So this is are you demolishing this building, or are you keeping the building?
There is very little demolition. The land is intervened in several very particular ways. Minimal removal without purpose. Any removals that do happen is with intention to create a new use. So the first thing that happens on site is a fig tree is added to site towards the west, which is intended to grow as the building grows. This project is intended as a long-term, throughout decades, accretion of infrastructure and space and activity. Next, water tanks are added and integrated into the roof structures, stairs to increase movement throughout the site, and demolition of a small section of the platform and moving into an existing building. So on the north side you see a new kitchen is formed in an existing building. The floor is chopped out, sliced into it, and creates a new bench. People move into the vacant rail corridor to occupy the space as loitering space and dining, and the outer spaces become the servicing spaces. Back to the context. Several incisions into the roof are made to let light in. A garden, a community garden, is added to the east of the site, and more trees. Further developments of ramps and movement throughout the site, and paving between the rails. At this point shows this process of construction. The project is never intended to be finished, and such this stage of the project is essentially a part of its existence. The construction is the building in behaviour. Overhead columns and beams are added. Stairs are added to access higher levels. And a door is added, which you can see in this model, using disused beams, sheet metal, and pulleys and cables from the rail. And the tree grows. Fire pit is added. Movement starts towards the east in preparation for a bathhouse. And you see a section through the middle of the site. This becomes a crucial part of the site, a point of performance, and just as this is encouraged of performance as activity, the building is a performer. So overhead beams are added. The ladder is added. The ladder accesses to a wheel. The wheel spins a cable connected to another wheel, connected to the axle. The axle pulls the cable, which pulls these members spanning between, which pulls the canvas, and meanwhile there is a screen behind. So this project came from originally being a superstructure very early on, and moved then to being more purposeful, smaller structures, and then became more about these structures which become space through movement. So essentially this is quite nondescript in its resting state, but then creates a room, a space. And the final part of this project at this time would be year 2020, 2030. The bathhouse is added to site. This is seen as a kind of punctuation to the land towards the very east of the existing platforms, and as a way of continuing this socialising of eating, cooking, and now bathing. So this begins the life in the day of the project, where the caretaker enters from the eastern side and begins to fill up the water, which lifts this weight, which relieves the weight of the window. And the water being full signifies its openness from the outside, with this window opening up and letting the light in, and signals to the community that it's ready to be used. At this point, this would be throughout the middle of the day of this same stage of development, moving towards the centre of the site. Underneath that main space, the performance space, it's seen as this moving on the agora. You can see the moving platform, which moves into the centre at this point to be used as a yoga platform. On the south, you can see the temporary cafe, the laundromat with the clothes hanging out. Moving a little further west on the same day, This is its state as a market, where the central space is the loitering space. The existing platform becomes the point of movement, and these existing buildings are inhabited by goods and services. Later on in the day, the use slightly changes. There's movement up into the upper quarters with prostitution and relaxation in the middle. Moving towards the east of the site, towards the later of the day, occupying the existing building the furthest east is a shelter connected to the fire pit. And towards the west, 3 AM finishes the day under the now quite large fig tree. And that's where the project is at that point in time.
Great.